Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
Hey, what's going on, family? This side from nopickspodcast.
What's good, fam? Joe, No Picks Podcast.
Heather, guest on No Picks Podcast.
Yeah,
Right.
welcome back. Welcome back.
Right.
Thank you.
All right, so I got this clip I wanted to react to, right? I saw it earlier. It freaked me out. Crazy, right? So I'm going to play it. This is a situation that happened recently, I think within the last 24 hours in Houston. All right,
Okay.
so I'm going to just play it, and I just, I want to see y'all reactions to it.
Okay.
Oh, boy.
I like this blind react. I like that.
Yeah, I never know what to
Only on
expect.
13. It may be one.
Wait. How was that? All right, wait.
Oh, only on 13. It may be one of Houston's most horrifying murders.
In full view of neighbors near the Gulf Freeway in the Pecan Park neighborhood. ABC's Brooke Taylor is joining us now here in the studio.
Yeah, and Brooke, this really shocked a lot of us here in the newsroom.
It did, and sources close to this case tell me that this is some of the most horrifying footage they have seen in their careers. Police haven't said if the victim knew the killer, but they're hoping that a neighbor's video leads to a quick conviction and justice for his family. Only on 13, deeply disturbing and shocking video of a murder in broad daylight. On May 3rd, the victim, Stephen Anderson, is walking on Woodridge Square Drive to pick up his mail, sources tell us. He turns around at the sound of a screeching car speeding right into him. We're pausing the video right before he gets hit. The car reverses and hits him again, pushing him further into the street. Neighbors are on the phone, frantically calling 911.
Other people to help me turn him over. They want us to turn him over.
Another neighbor comes out with a pillow. And that's when the suspect, Karen Fisher, identified in court records as a man, but also described as she by police, returns with a knife in hand. The suspect yanks and flips Anderson over, straddles him, and kisses him. We're not showing what happens next because it's too graphic, but that's when police say Fisher stabs him 9 times. She casually walks off as if nothing happened and neighbors just watch. She then tries getting into another car while talking to witnesses. When that's unsuccessful, she leaps over the body and walks away.
It's very disturbing, yeah, because, I have kids here. So our kids could have been out here playing, and imagine that.
20-year-old Karen Fisher is in jail tonight, charged with murdering the 64-year-old. Her bond is set at $2 million.
Broad daylight, it was people. It was a busy intersection. It happened right under our noses,
Just truly so shocking. I spoke to neighbors that you saw in that video. They are still traumatized by that, as you can imagine. One woman even told me that she hasn't been to work and is trying to find a therapist.
This is a heavy story right here, and it's hard to get some.
Yeah. So listen, this joint freaked me out when I saw it. I'm like, yeah, we got to talk about it. This is very abnormal.
Was the chick in the car the one who was she the one in the car that hit him initially, or no?
That's the part that wasn't clear through like that initial.
Like,
Yeah,
she
I
ran
mean,
out the car and come
for
back
me,
and,
it was clear. Yeah, she ran the dude over, sped up, ran him over, backed up, hit him again, got out of the car, straddled him, came over, kissed him, straddled him, kissed him, stabbed him 9 times, and then got up, walked away, came back, like hopped over him before her final exit, but had stayed there like nonchalantly, like as if nothing had happened, and continuously walked to another car. And to me, it was very clear that same person.
So I mean, I'll start with Heather. What's your initial reaction from this situation?
Sorry, I fucking hate this thing. I ordered the stupid thing. I should have it tomorrow.
No, you good.
Fuck. All right. So, Joe, what's your first initial reaction on that? What do you say?
I was gonna say. I'm thinking that this might be a case of mental illness. Like, unless they know that there's some kind of beef between her and the man, maybe he was like a sugar daddy and it went wrong, and like maybe he ain't sent the 2 racks so she had to pay the rent and that she missed it. I mean, I don't know what the arrangement was, but because she kissed him, so that for me is like she's either mentally ill, or she knew it and this was personal, right? So I'm trying to figure out, like, it just happened, so I feel like the details are gonna unravel as time progresses. But like for now, what I'm saying, look, for me, I would say this is just a case of mental illness, and it's so unfortunate because this really was horrifying. I'm looking, I like my mouth dropped as soon as they froze the camera right before the car hit the bull, and he's 64, so I'm like, okay, he's gonna die. Like he's at that age getting hit like that, like you ain't gonna survive that, bro. Like so my initial reaction before I talk anymore is that this is going to be a case of mental illness, right? I'm not saying they should let her off because of that, but something's going to tell me that they're going to find something crazy, something in her mental history once they do an evaluation. So that's my hunch off rip. So yeah, what about you, Heather? What you think?
Can you hear me? Sorry, it's worse tonight than normal. Okay, so I agree. I do think that there's going to be some developments that indicate that she's got some sort of mental illness. But to be very honest with you, putting all that aside, my first reaction is this is why we need to be strapped. This is why we need guns, because if the neighbors would have come out, strapped and ready, I mean, the backup wouldn't have happened. The continued fuckery wouldn't have happened. Like, take her out. Like, all BS aside, if my kids are out there and I see some fuck off, some shit like that, there's no telling. I mean, this just further supports my desire and my beliefs that we should all be carrying and strapped and ready for these type of events.
But wait, you can't be strapped for other people.
I'm be strapped. I want to be strapped all the time. Because if this, like hypothetically, if I'm one of those neighbors who come out, who run up and, oh my God, I see this asshole trying to back up and be all crazy in the street, like, come back and start stabbing a motherfucker, I'm taking them out. I don't give a shit at that point about no mental illnesses. You come back, you're walking over, you come back with a knife wailing, right? I'm sorry, right. I'm taking you out. I'm done. And I believe that if they were strapped, like if they were more able-bodied people who carry weapons, he may have survived the initial car crash, maybe, I don't know, but not certainly the car crash, double hit, and 9 stabs. Like, but if she'd have been taken out sooner, or whatever it is, I don't know.
So
yeah, was it a man or a woman?
So
that's what they said. It was a man. They called it a man, but she refers to herself as a woman. So obviously she's from the trans community, right?
This is mentally ill. This is mental illness
for sure. But do you let it get that far when the situation's happening and evolving right and unfolding right in front of you? Is that an acceptable excuse for what we just witnessed?
No.
Right. Because you had your whole life to get it under control. It's time, you know what I'm saying? You had your whole life to get it under control. This is clear. Like, if you're this extreme, it's not your first episode. Even if you are, you still, if you have mental illnesses, you still have responsibility to take care of yourself and make sure you're not a danger or a threat to yourself or anybody else.
Bro, it seemed like a straight up movie to me. I'm like, yo, who would do this? Like, who?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Straddling a dude while he's dying? And you like kiss him, it's probably blood coming out of his mouth. You probably got his blood in your mouth. Like, yo, like, it was like, and then you just came out with a knife, ready to rock.
After speeding up to like slaughter this guy on the side of the road. And what we are assuming that they know each other and have some sort of history, right. regardless if they do or don't.
It was sad, yo.
It's crazy. Sad, it's crazy.
But I wonder what the racial politics would be like if she was on the other foot, because she was a black trans woman, right? And so she kind of checked all the boxes of being a protected group right now. And it seemed like the dude was just like a random old ass white dude, right? Probably getting a nice little pension and a Social Security check, tricking off on her probably because whatever. Assuming that they know each other, obviously that person, to me anyway, seems like she's like a person of the night, right?
Right. One of those night walkers.
Yeah, I think we're gonna get more details, but I definitely feel. I mean, it feels personal.
It does feel
like hitting him is one thing, but reversing to make sure you get the job done, that's personal, bro. Like, and then stabbing him 9 times. At that point, like, she might as well just go to his grave and piss on his grave. Like, just what I mean. Like, it felt personal. You know what I mean? Like, so. It felt personal, but it's both. I think it's that and mental illness. And so and we saw, and this doesn't happen often, so I want to say it's like a big problem right now, but like, remember that mass shooting that happened like months ago, and the shooter was transgender, and was it on a college campus? I forget where it was.
Yeah,
but like,
it was college campus.
We just recently had somebody who was self-identified as transgendered who went out on a shooting too. So I'm like, listen, we can't let these like incidents rack up, because I feel like that community doesn't need any additional heat already, because they're already stirring up so much controversy and so much animosity depending on who you talk to. So like, this is definitely controversial.
For sure.
the media could spin it. I hope not. The media does this thing. We talked about how the media has such a powerful influence on how they can just kind of distort narratives or fuel certain tensions between groups. I don't want that, but this is brutal, bro. This is brutal.
I think it was the most violent thing I've seen, not in a movie, in a while, bro. Like, now I see shootings all the time. I hear about bombings in different places of the world, and but like all of this shit combined was kind of crazy. It kind of took me back a little bit. I'm like, what is this, a movie? Is this like Grand Theft Auto? Like, what the fuck is this? Like,
right?
No, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. But I hope that we all know, like, mental illness has been an issue that we've been trying to talk about for a while, and hoping that people who are mentally ill are getting the services that they want. Because people have also been talking about there should be a mental evaluation before people get their rights to bear arms. Heather was talking about being strapped. That too. What I'm saying? It's like we don't want to take people's guns, but we would like at least some kind of regulation or some kind of hurdle that people have to cross over to see what your psyche's like, because we got people out there who are clinically depressed, mentally ill, knowing they were mentally ill, buying firearms or like committing these horrible acts. And so I think that mental illness is something that we really haven't fully addred, and
for
something
sure
that we're still lacking the support. Let's throw money at that.
Because I'm sorry, even if like let's say the mental like, I believe that the girl shouldn't even have a driver's license if we're that extreme. We shouldn't even be on the road. Like, we shouldn't, like, that shouldn't even have, keys should have never been able to be available if we're that extreme in our mental illnesses, and not
but she still needs to go to fucking jail for the rest of her life.
For 100%, 100%.
Well, he, whatever, it needs to be gone, straight up.
Right.
Like,
there's no, but I do believe, like, if it does develop, that there is the mental stuff. Like, I do support help while incarcerated. I do believe that, it would just make things worse if there wasn't some type of environment that helped her do better. Prison isn't the answer when it's served as just a punishment, and there's no like that's how things continue to evolve, and you've got the reoffenders coming in, and like, even all for the rest of her life, but not like necessarily like in the medical wing where they have services, and those people, not general population, though that's not for her. There should be protections in place. I hope it wasn't intentional. Like, I hope it was a mental illness episode, but the way it looked, you don't reverse and come run somebody over a second time, get out and stab them 9 times if it's not intentional, right? But
that was personal. That was And this is and I don't know if you guys saw, but recently in New York, so there was 2 incidents. There was one that happened, like, I don't know if it was today or yesterday, but a man was sitting on a bench and randomly stabbed a tourist who walked past him. Then there's that one guy who was going around punching women in the face on the subways.
I heard him.
He's right, mentally ill guy, and people know, you can see videos of him, and he's clearly mentally ill. But this is what I mean, like, mentally ill people can be dangerous, especially if they're just out there, like, strung out, or if they mix it in with some fentanyl or some crack or something like that. Like, people go off. So it scares me that there are so many mentally ill people walking around out in public. Like in around people. Like, it's a big problem, and it could happen to anybody. So
better stay strapped.
This is wild. It's gonna be our No Picks Podcast.
Gotta be able to protect you and yours all the time. Gotta be able to protect you and yours. I'm sorry, I feel bad for him, but I will spare nobody at the expense of mine. I'm telling you that right now. Anybody can get it.
Right. Well, listen, family. Listen, y'all tell us what y'all think. This is a short one, but it was a good one. I thought it was something we should have reacted to. Listen, tell us what y'all think. Tell us if y'all think y'all agree with Heather. Everybody should stay strapped. Listen, like, comment, subscribe. We still in the move. Until next time.
Till next time.